Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Rae. So in today's episode, I do have a special guest and a special topic for you guys. And I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. He's a fellow YouTuber from Africa and from Uganda to be specific. And then we shall dive into today's topic immediately.
Well, thank you so much, Rae. Rae, my sister, I've been following your work. Hi guys. My name is Osman. And I go by Osie The Born Child on social media or on YouTube. Yes, I'm also a content creator based here in Africa. Though if not for COVID, I like traveling around and see what the world has to offer. I'm proud and happy to be here today.
Okay, Osie, thank you so much for joining us. So today's topic, we are going to discuss why African youths leave their countries and go to look for greener pastures in the diaspora or abroad or in any other countries. I've brought Osie for this topic because he has experience in this. He has left his country before to go and look for greener pastures. So he's going to help us understand why are young men and women of Africa not contented being home. Why do they feel like they have to go to, Arab countries or Europe or Asia to look for jobs? So one, I'm going to start by asking you, you're going to tell us your experience from what we've chatted with before. You have been working in Qatar.
Yeah.
Why did you leave Uganda to go and work in Qatar?
To me, growing up, from when I started understanding, it was always arranged in our societies, or we used to see those of our brothers and sisters that were working, maybe Europe, Sweden. Like for me, I have a sister who is in Sweden, but how she's respected in the community.
Wow.
So I always believed that going overseas is one success, like is making it in life. So
wow. Or even climbing an aeroplane and taking a flight.
I made a passport. By then I did not have no plans of going nowhere, but I made a passport just for that. I knew one time I have to climb that airplane. So I went to Qatar because I believed, as they say, greener pastures.
Okay.
That without even knowing how it was going to be in Qatar, or how it was going to be whatsoever country that I was going to, it was going to be greener pastures.
So when you went there, you are looking for work, right?
No, me going to Qatar, I had a job already secured from Uganda.
Oh, okay. So you went to work specifically?
Yes, I went to work specifically. I went through an employment company.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you reached there, did the work meet your expectations? The job that you got, the amount of money that you are paying you can share with us.
Yes.
Did it meet your expectations? Because I know some Ugandans, or even some people, even sell their plots of land at home just to get an aeroplane and go to these countries to work. So were your expectations met when you went there?
It is two ways.
Okay.
One, yes, my expectations were met, and two, no. Because I'm very happy that I used a legit employment company upon my going to Qatar. So looking back into the contract I signed, yes, they met my expectation.
Would you share with us how much they were paying you maybe?
Yes, I was earning something like $400.
$400 per month?
Yes.
You can make the same money in Uganda?
Right now I'm in Uganda, but ever since I've been to Uganda, there is no month I've made $400.
You make way more than that.
I've always made double or times 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that job didn't meet your expectations, right?
It did not meet my expectations later.
Oh, okay.
But my leaving to Uganda, I went knowing I was going to be paid $400.
Yeah.
But how was that convincing to me to take on the job? Because they promised if you speak English, if you are tall enough, if you do all these exercises and everything it requires, it is very easy to get a salary increment. It will not take you so long to be promoted. So
did you get a salary increment? Did you get promoted? How were the working conditions? How many hours were you working at work?
Personally, I was working on a night shift. Let me first tell you, I was working with a security company.
Okay, as a security guard?
As a security guard.
Okay.
But the good thing with the security in Qatar is like customer service. So pretty much you do a lot of customer service, not this daily security like having machine guns and guns, something like that. So reaching there, I was working a night shift, 12 hours. Like strict professional 12 hours. That is when things started taking a shift. Because while you can do 12 hours in Uganda willingly, knowing if you put in your creativity, at the end of that day, it may leap results. But these 12 hours of maximum supervision, like 12 hours of tension.
So you felt you are giving so much for so little, right?
Yes,
okay.
That is the right English.
So if I may ask you again, how were you treated? Because we've seen crazy stories of people who go to Arab countries, and most of them have died, especially women that are taken advantage of. They are raped, they are burnt, they are on the streets, some lose their jobs, some end up in jail. We've seen very many scenarios. I've shared a story where 400 Ugandan women were in prisons in Jordan and Saudi Arabia, and had been there for so long with no help, with no nothing. So one, tell us about the working conditions, especially at work and outside work as well, like when you interact with the people in the Arab countries, especially you as a black person.
Now for me, I must say Qatar was very safe. Like first and foremost, before you even look into the security part of any country, you have to look into yourself. Are you yourself violent or a peacemaker? Now for me, I'm someone who keeps low wherever I am. So Qatar was safe. You don't really get the other way around if you don't know how to carry yourself. But then, also my bosses, I would say they were nice. But the people we work with, because we are working with different nationalities like the Bengalis, the Indians, people from Punjab, people from Philippines. Now some, I have to say some of those. Now for example, my instance, I was working in security, but I was deployed on a real estate project. So I was working on an estate as a caretaker. But the people that are found on that project who got job insecure, this guy even speaks English, I had computer knowledge, so felt kind of insecure. That is
because of your skills?
Yes, because of my skills.
Was there teamwork? Because at least when you work in an organization, most of the times, you work as a team. There should be teamwork, Okay, you have a supervisor, team members, like that kind of vibe, that you always have at work.
Actually, talking of
so do you have that?
Talking of teamwork, within security department, that is where teamwork is most called for. It was supposed to have teamwork, because even if I see something, say something. That is the policy. But you can see something, say something, that person will write a report as it is him who saw that something, and all the credits will be on him. You get? So the teamwork was supposed to be there, but at some point you find teamwork is lagging on one side. Okay.
So my question that I would like to know, how do the day-to-day people treat you in Qatar? If I walk on the streets of Qatar as a black woman, what kind of reactions am I likely to get? Are they welcoming, like the way Ugandans are very welcoming to visitors? Are they what is it like?
Well, funny thing with Qatar, it is only 10% of the people in Qatar that are Qataris. Actually, there is a possibility for someone to go and spend about 5 years in Qatar, and you see, or just get a chance to see 2 Qataris, or never to see one. They just come out in the evening to enjoy the privileges of their beautiful country.
Yeah, because I know Qatar is also very rich as well.
Yes, it is stinking rich. That is the right word to use. So the experience that we face is based on different nationalities. So every nationality treats you different. But one thing with most of the nationalities that are not African, one thing, most of them think Africa is a country. You get?
I guess even Americans think so.
Yeah, so many of them think Africa is just a single big country. Some of them, like me speaking English, At one point, I encountered a Swedish lady, and I was having a conversation with her. She was like, "You're an American?" I was like, "No, I'm African. African American. I'm African, pure African." I didn't know you can speak English.
Excuse me.
Like, come on, English is just a language.
Okay.
So that is the difference. Like, they think Africans are so laid back. They think maybe we live in Africa with animals. Some of them look at you and like,
that's why we have to be here to show them we're like everyone else, you know. It's not like Africa is like this huge dark forest
actually
jungle.
that contributed so much to my starting thinking, how can I start putting an image or a contribution to how Africa is portrayed.
Exactly, yes. Yeah.
Because let me give you an experience. At the property where I was guarding, there was a small boy. This small boy is Asian, I think, but he liked me so much. Every time they were going to their apartment, he could not just pass me without coming, giving me maybe a hug. But the father is this kind of old-fashioned person, always trying to pull the boy away from me, but the boy likes me. So that is the mixed feeling it has.
So they say kids are innocent. Usually it's the parents who teach them the hate, I should say. But
Indeed.
Kids are just innocent.
Kids.
I believe we've all seen like these cute pictures of like a black
actually
baby and a white baby hugging.
Yes.
Like they don't know all these racial
I
things.
have those photos.
It's
If
until
you like,
us
I can
the
share some
adults,
with
you know, just show them the evil bit of it, you know.
Until you have proven to the adult
that
we're just humans.
Yeah, okay. So I have another question. When we hear Arab countries, it could be Qatar, you know, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Jordan, United Arab Emirates. There is a stereotype, sort of like these countries are not safe, you know. Maybe it's what you've seen in the media. If we hear that wars, you know, in these countries that are also all in Middle East, right? So how is it like when you're there? Are they actually not safe, or are they actually very safe?
To my understanding and to my experience, I felt much safer in Qatar than I've felt in my home country.
Really?
Uganda, yeah. Now, for example, for the fact that I was even in the security industry, I saw how safe it was in Qatar, and I was also very surprised what the media portrays. Because in Qatar, you can leave something, or you can lose, for example, a phone, and the person who finds it will look for ways to bring it back to the owner.
Wow.
Even if you leave it in the desert where there is no cameras.
Wow.
Even if it is money, hard cash. Do you know why? Because most of the people in Qatar, for example, are professionals. Now you think at yourself, taking this phone and my job, what is better? What if someone or a camera has seen me? So you don't want to risk that way. Then again, going back to the security part of it, maybe the violence. Like I said, you are a foreigner, like for example in Qatar, on the part of us who are non-Qataris. So you try so much to keep safe.
Yes.
It was so safe.
And also stay on the right side of the law, you know, don't try to have an argument, you know, that is uncalled for, or have an attitude. I think that calls for everyone. When you are in a foreign country, like, just be at your best behavior. When you're home, you can act any way you want. You even speak the language. But
even when you're at home, it does not necessarily mean to act any way you want.
Okay, yeah, you won't, but like it's less risky when you're home because you're more comfortable and confident. But when you're in a foreign country, I think it's more risky. I want to ask you something I've heard about, that Qataris, or maybe when they go to Arab countries, sometimes, especially the women, they tend to not intermarry, but they get into relations with an Arab man. An African woman gets into relations with an Arab man, and they get pregnant, and then they're supposed to have a baby. So I've had incidences where maybe they get killed, or just for becoming pregnant. Is that correct? What would you say about that according to your experience?
Well, to something I know, relating from the contracts we sign when going to those countries, or just the visa, it is specific if you are married or single. Like just dating alone in Qatar, is almost next to impossible if you are not married. So, just the risk of thinking a black or African woman getting into a sexual activity with a Qatari or an Arab person, I'm going to blame it on a sister. Because the situation does not favor relationship, more so intermarriage.
How?
So, like, let me give you an example. I was staying in an area called Industrial Area 41. So that area is strictly like for males, only males. And there is a big signage on entrance. Females not accepted beyond this point.
For real?
Now the city center is in the middle. Ladies also have their other part. Like the whole system is divided. Ladies do their thing separately. This all trying to show you that really you don't have to intermarry or like.
Is that for the whole country, or is that for many nationalities who come into Qatar to work?
It applies to all nationalities. Do you know
How
why?
about the Qataris themselves? Does it apply to them or it doesn't?
It applies to them too.
So are you trying to say that in Qatar you can't be in a relationship unless you're married?
Unless you are married.
Oh,
so
they don't encourage dating, girlfriend, boyfriend. That's not encouraged.
Actually, they make it very hard that in case you find ways of doing it, like for us who are professionals in Qatar just to work, it is very, very expensive. That just me meeting with you over here, I've spent my salary, my whole salary. So you look into it now. Like
going out on a date is expensive.
Yeah, we're not just how you dressed. We're not just going to be in a public place. The police will come and ask for our IDs. You get?
Hold up.
The police will come and ask for our marriage certificate.
So how are people supposed to date and come to a point where they get married? Do they do like arranged marriages in their culture?
Yes. Oh, in their culture, it's arranged marriage.
It's arranged. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
For us who are not nationals, if you think or plan on to any form of dating, you have to go when you are married, when you're a couple. So if you have a partner, you have to make sure you come to Qatar with a marriage certificate. Guys. Or you go very quick and see to whom it concerns and introduce your relation or your couple, such that you get the right certification.
So meaning that's when you're allowed to walk as a couple in public? Is that
yes, to walk with as a couple. But even if you're a couple then, in public, you don't have to display public affection.
Okay, of course.
And like, it is very impossible that you cannot go into a guest house or a hotel as a man and woman when you don't have a marriage certificate. That is the first requirement on entrance.
Guys, I've never heard about this. It sounds so crazy, but it's actually real in Qatar. I share your thoughts. I don't know what you guys think about this. That's quite interesting. So my other question is, when people leave and go to Qatar, actually I do have an auntie who is working in Qatar. I know your contract is always like 3 years, after that you come back.
Mine was
but for some
years.
reason, they stick there. Some of you came back, but some stick there and they don't want to come back. Yet they're not making a lot of money. Because she told me she also makes about $400 a month. That's not a lot of money. Why do they stick there, Why don't they want to come back? Is it because of the clean environment? I don't know, because there's so much dust in Uganda.
Really not that. East or west, home is the best. Qatar is very beautiful, but you never feel at home.
Yeah.
You always have something calling you back home. Unless you're not really a family person or something. But what I know that make people stick there is one thing. You can go to Qatar and someone is back here at home. If that person is lucky, can do this and that, and God blesses them with a fortune. And you are in Qatar pouring in all your effort. But regardless of how hard you work, you're going to get that $400.
Yeah. You'll never develop.
Let me give you an example of me. At some point, because I had attention at my work position, I was always working hard, always innovative. At one day, I was the best employee in a country of about 2,000 people, employee of the month. But that only comes with an extra 100 riyals. That is something like $30. And that does not keep coming just comes with the month that you were the best employee. So people stick there because they look back at home. One, maybe people they left home are making it in life. Two, when we go to abroad, people that we leave home start thinking big upon us. They get high expectations.
Yeah.
That this person is now rich. You realize
She's
from
with
the
the
phone
case.
calls or text messages you receive at home, everybody who contacts you is asking for something or telling you a
Yet they are
specific
broke.
problem.
You know, they are so
So
broke.
that alone keeps somebody there.
Yeah.
I met brothers who have been in Qatar for 7 years
And probably
not
have
planning
nothing
to
to
come
come back
home.
home.
Actually, that's what I learned from them, and I was like, I'm not going to be like this. I'm not going to be here for 7 years and still be afraid to go back home.
So
I'm not going to be in
what's-
Qatar and still be afraid to post my picture at work.
So what made you come back home? How long were you there?
I was in Qatar from 2017 to 2019, so I was there for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. My
So-
contract was supposed to be 5 years.
So why did you come back before the end of your contract?
Well, I came back for various reasons. One, going to Qatar, I thank God that I was able to go and experience that. It made me realize that I'm a family person. I cannot be far away from my family. Then I got a girlfriend. Before I went, I think that excitement of saying goodbye, she conceived. So upon me being in Qatar for 2 weeks, she told me she was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
I'd not seen my girlfriend for 2 years. Like I had a baby in Uganda who I'd not seen.
Yeah. So you have a family here
Yeah,
in
I
Qatar.
have a family. I'm in Qatar, like sharing a room. I have a house in Uganda. So all that is a mental challenge.
Yeah.
Then while I was in Qatar, I lost my dad.
Oh, sorry.
So you know, I'm the elder boy in the family.
So you have to take care of the family. That's
It's
responsibility.
like I'm now the father of
Yeah.
the family.
Yeah.
So it was not going to be possible. But then again, while I was in Qatar, I saw the situation in Qatar and it taught me something. It is not for everyone to go abroad. So I realized it was not for me personally. It may be for anyone, but to me generally, what I can say, going abroad is for someone who is not a family person. Yes.
Okay, I do agree with you, and somewhere I don't, because people say I'm going to work to make money for my kids and keep sending back school fees. So maybe,
Yeah,
but
you can keep sending the school fees, but then the bond breaks.
yes,
Believe me or
yes,
not.
that's
Yeah.
true as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think my final question for you would be:
Yeah.
you create a lot of content about Africa, and especially about Chinese. You're out here, you know, he's doing God's work. I should say the Most High's work on your channel.
Thank you so much.
I always watch. So what inspired you, or what has prompted you to do the kind of videos that you put out about
Well-
African people and African content?
Well, reaching in Qatar, because that is where the whole idea came into my head. I saw how Qatar was organized.
Okay.
Now, like, unlike my friends who were just praising Qatar, I kept relating Qatar to home. So I was like, if I'm in Qatar, I'm not going to make an impact.
Yes,
To
that's
home.
true, yeah.
How do I go back home and still be of an importance? That is when I realized, because I was in Uganda, I didn't know so much about YouTube, or I knew about YouTube, but I was not so into it because of the data I hear. But when I was there, at my workplace, I had a Wi-Fi. I got a lot of time on YouTube. I wanted to do real estate videos, but then I wanted something that could unite all of us.
Okay. Something that has more meaning
That
to
has
it.
more- yeah.
I understand.
Apart from the money part of it. Of course, the money is also part of it.
Yes, you need to
Yeah.
survive. Yeah.
Yeah. So I chose to follow my name when I was in secondary 4. I remember there is at some point when you're starting to become a youth, I was becoming adolescent, and when my mom came cried at the school, all the teachers were telling me, Osie, why don't you be the born child that your mother gave birth to? Why don't you that born child? Yeah? Like, so I remembered, how do I be the born child?
So you became Osie the Born
Yes.
Child. I mean, okay, of course,
I
I've
came
always
back
wondered.
to
I'm
be
like,
Osie,
what
the
is
born
the born child?
Like to be the child that my mother expected me
Who is an African child
yes,
as well.
who is like true to the roots of Africa.
Okay, I thank you so much, Osie. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Check out Osie's channel, Osie The Born Child. You create a lot of amazing content about Africa, and also share your thoughts in the comment section. I hope you've a little bit understood why young men and women are leaving Africa to go to Europe, you know, or Asia, or the Middle East, you know, to look for green pastures. And yeah, that's it, guys, and see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye-bye.